Jump King 10x16 and 10x18 assembly video. Welcome to the assembly video for the Jump King 10x16 and 10x18 trampoline and enclosure system. This video will walk you step by step through the process of putting together your new trampoline. Before starting, make sure you have these items to help in the assembly of your trampoline: a Phillips head screwdriver or electric screwdriver, work gloves, the spring pulling tool, which is included, instructions, and all parts provided. Find a well-lit open area to assemble the trampoline. Frame assembly. Lay out all tubes, connectors, leg assemblies, and screws. You should have 8 T-connectors with welded tube, 4 T-connectors with 2 welded tubes, 8 leg side corners, 4 leg side middles, 4 leg center corners, 2 leg center middles, 4 top tube A, 4 top tube B, 2 top tube C, 2 top tube D, 4 top tube E, and 4 corner tubes F. Grab top tubes A and D and 2 T-connectors with 1 welded tube and corner tubes F, which should already have 2 supported connectors attached, and take them to an open area to assemble the frame. Insert top tube A into the support connector on corner tube F. Place the T connector as shown. Next, insert T connector into top tube E. You might need to use a rubber mallet to make sure it's fully inserted. Repeat this step with another set of tubes E, F, and A, and 2 more T connectors with 1 welded tube. Note: top tube E's ends are different. If the T connector is loose, as shown, you will need to switch ends. Next, grab another set E, F, and A, but this time when assembling the A and E top tubes will switch sides as shown. Repeat with the last A, F, and E tubes and connectors. You should now have 4 corner frames assembled, and you are ready to add leg assemblies to them. Grab 2 screws, 2 leg side corners, and 1 leg center corner and take them to your assembly area. Insert the L-shaped leg side corners into each side of the leg middle corner, and using the supplied screws, line up the holes and screw them in. Repeat until you have 4 legs assembled. Now it's time to connect the leg assemblies to the corner tube assemblies. Grab one of the leg assemblies and insert it into the T connectors. This will be tight, but force it into the second T connector and press down on the leg to make sure it is secure. Repeat with the other 3 leg assemblies. To finalize these assemblies, you will need 8 more screws to secure the legs to the corner T connectors. You now have 4 completed corners. Grab the corner assemblies and bring them out to where you plan to place the trampoline. Next, we are going to assemble the center support section. Grab 2 screws, 2 leg side middles, and 1 leg center middle. Attach each leg side to the leg center and line up the screw hole and insert and tighten the screws. Repeat with the other leg pieces. You should have 2 middle legs assembled. Next, grab 2 top tubes labeled D, 4 T connectors with 2 welded pipes, and 8 screws. Attach the 4 T connectors on each end of the top tube D. Then connect the top tube D assemblies to each side of the middle legs as shown. Screw the T connectors into the legs. Now carry the fully assembled center support section into position. Grab 2 top tube B poles and insert them into the center support section as shown. Then get a corner leg section ordered E, F, A, and attach as shown to the top tube B. Next, get an A, F, E leg section and attach to the other B. Now, grab the other two top tube B poles and attach to the other side of the center support section. Now you can attach the other two corner leg sections as shown. We will not attach the remaining top tube C until after the jumping bed is attached. Bed and pad assembly. Check to make sure you have all the springs. 112 8.5-inch springs, 8 5.5-inch springs. Bed and pad. You will need the gloves and spring pulling tool for this step. Lay the stitch bed with the V-rings out inside the frame of the trampoline with the warning labels facing upwards. Grab the 5.5-inch spring and connect it through the V-ring and hook it through the corner leg assembly as shown. Next, move clockwise to the next corner and attach another 5.5-inch spring to the bed and frame using the spring pulling tool. Continue moving to the next corner until all four corners are connected to the frame. Next, get the remaining top tube C poles and attach at both ends as shown. Now your frame is completely assembled. Then, with the remaining four 5.5-inch springs, start at one corner and work clockwise around the trampoline corners. Next, you will use 16 8.5-inch springs and place 4 into the top spring holes in the frame in position 1. Then 2 diagonally across, then 3, and finally 4 diagonally across. Next, you will use 16 8.5-inch springs and place them into the center top holes on the short sides with 8 each in positions 1 and 2. Next, you will take 11 8.5-inch springs and attach to the area shown 1, then cross over and attach 11 springs to the other side where shown 2. Add the rest of the top springs, and the trampoline should look like this. This trampoline is equipped with bottom springs for extra strength and bounce. Attach the bottom springs as shown along. There are 9 bottom springs on each of the long sides of the trampoline. Next, grab the frame pad, which comes in 4 parts. Lay one long side of the pad out over the edge of the frame with the ties facing down. Align the openings in the frame pad with the T-connector welded tubes on the frame. Lay one short side of the pad out over the edge of the frame with the ties facing downwards. Look under the trampoline and locate the pairs of straps near the edge of the bed near the frame. Tie each of these around the frame to secure the pad in place. Now your frame pad is installed. Installing the enclosure system. You should have 12 enclosure bottom poles, 12 enclosure bent top poles, enclosure netting, black G3 poles with 2 long sections, 2 short sections, cords, and 12 screws. Insert the thin end on one of the bottom enclosure tubes into the open end of one of the top enclosure tubes. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to secure all self-tapping screws in place. Slide sleeves over the screw holes when done. You should have 12 completed poles. Insert all 12 assembled enclosure poles into the T-connectors with the welded tubes. Make sure the pole is completely inserted into the T-connector welded tube. Next, grab the net and spread it out over the trampoline bed, making sure to line up the door on the long side of the trampoline. Next, Take the G3 poles and slide them into each side of the top of the netting as shown, starting at the corners and sliding them through the sewn sleeve. Once you have fed them through the top sleeve, attach the corner pieces as shown. The net is ready to connect to the poles. For this step, you will need to stand on the trampoline bed to attach to the connectors on top of each pole. Attach each pole opening to the connectors, working in an alternating pattern as shown. Once all are connected, it should look like this. Now it is time to connect the net to the trampoline frame. Get the cords starting at the net door. Tie the end onto a V-ring and stitch them through the net and back through a V-ring. When you reach the end of a cord, tie off another cord and continue until you have worked all the way around the bottom of the net. Last, once the net stitching is completed, tie off the remaining pad straps under the trampoline through an adjacent V-ring. Your Jump King trampoline is now complete. Jump King, the name says it all.